All right, so to kick this off, welcome everyone to episode 4. Thank you for being here, everyone. Um, I think it's episode 4, 4 months in a row. All right, so to kick it off, do you want to introduce yourself today, or a special guest?
Um, Hi, my name is Itze. What do I do? I do a lot of crazy things. I don't know. I do YouTube, I play a lot of game series, and then I do a lot of Mabinogi events. Um, Preparing for Murder Mystery Episode 3, which is a little bit delayed. And then, working on other projects for the upcoming award ceremony in January.
Yeah, I actually watched the first episode. It looks like there's a lot that goes into it. Like, is most of it like post production, or is it all done like for the moment? Because I know it was live, but there was like a few parts where I was like,
All of it is pre-recorded content. So I make a posting basically in Streamer Dreamers, and then whoever wants to participate is invited and welcome to participate. And then after like a week or so, maybe 2 weeks, I close it, and then I just write the script with all the participants in it. And then they have roughly 2 to 3 weeks to get it back to me. And then I do any editing that's needed to kind of like either condense it or just make sure that everything sounds good. And then on the day of, it is just playing clips in order because chat basically decides how it goes. So not all things recorded actually even get seen sometimes, depending on kind of the route that they take.
That's super cool.
yeah, it's so crazy to me. It sounds like so much work. It kind of gives me like goosebumps vibes, you know, like pick your own story.
Do you remember
Yeah.
those back when annotations were first added to YouTube and people were using it to make a choose your own
Oh
adventure?
yeah.
Yeah, dude, memory unlocked.
They had to bring that back because that was a really cool feature.
Yeah, the murder mysteries are very well produced. I like the scene transition with the curtains. It's super smooth.
That's been recycled from the first award ceremony. I've never let that go. I don't know what it is. I love my curtains.
Don't fix what ain't broke.
Exactly.
I apologize, I keep muting because there's a very loud noise in the background.
Is there like a moment from the murder mysteries that really stands out to you? Like, is there something that was like a particularly interesting moment from the previous 2 episodes? I don't want to give any like spoilers to the 3rd episode, you know. But
I wouldn't say a moment. I think it's, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but like it's very wonderful when you see a lot of like the Mabi creators in the community that don't normally get together to do something all kind of come together and pour their hearts into something. Because like you make one little ambitious project and then everyone kind of is like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna give this my all. And you can like really see it. Like Stella, for example, Tristella doesn't do a lot of community like events. She doesn't really join on a lot of them because she's like, oh, okay, I'm like she's shy. I love her to death though. And like she'll just join in and give it her all, and like she'll, because I tell all of them like you can alter the words of the script so long as it doesn't change the key information to fit your personality, and like she'll just go off, and I'm like, dang, like that's crazy. Like for me, no way. So it's really cool to see them all kind of put their own twist on like the outline that I give them, and it's like, wow, like they really believe in the vision of the project too. It's just awesome.
and Rado's constantly throwing shade at Luminasi.
His stuff's actually not scripted. He was completely by accident in the first one, and we've just kept the joke. He sent me a clip in the middle of the stream, and he was like, "You don't have to use this in your thing, but I just thought this was funny." And I was like, "You know what? We'll make it work."
Yeah, I saw I was able to catch a bit of the second one live, and I saw the bit about like Rato's going on about not doing a seance for Bart. It's like, oh. Just lock up immunity.
That's actually the Easter egg segment. We have.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. For the Easter egg segment, I've made it so that like it's a community like channel point reward, so they have to like fund all the points, and if they get it, they get all the Easter eggs.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Episode 3 is gonna have 4 Easter eggs, so it's gonna be a lot of channel points. But that's
Do you
all I'll
have
say.
episode 3 scheduled for like a set time? Related to the date?
I don't have a date yet, only because
Not yet.
Yeah, I've extended the deadline a week because I kind of forgot Thanksgiving was this week.
Yeah,
It sneaks
that
up
can
on you,
happen.
doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
I actually
it-
keep thinking it's December, but it's like, wait, no, it's November.
Yeah, this
I
month's been
got the
going
opposite problem.
really slow
I
for
keep
me.
thinking it's October.
Oh no.
It's like we're halfway into November. It's like, wait, Halloween's already gone? I thought Halloween's like a whole week, right? No?
Halloween did kind of blow by.
I
Yeah,
agree.
It kinda did.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm getting older. I feel very Halloween.
True.
I mean, I wanted to celebrate Halloween, but I was apparently at ground zero of the war on Halloween, so that wasn't happening.
Mhm.
Ends up in jail.
With Burger King.
But yeah, y'all should check out It's Ace channel, both on Twitch and on YouTube. I know you post the VODs for at least the Mabinogi projects on YouTube, but you do a lot of other stuff over there, don't you?
Only like 3, 4, or 5 separate games. Jesus Christ.
So much. But yeah, it's a cool little project. I like the Mabinogi stuff. Makes my heart warm to see just the community get together and do stuff like this. Like, I love the community fair events. I haven't actually gotten to go and participate in many of them, just because it's on weekends and I work weekends usually. But seeing a lot of these events pop up is awesome.
Yeah, I agree. I wish I had more time to sink into the game, but it's nice seeing everyone come together. It's just like there's always something going on.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of things going on, you guys see Fillion returned to Aaron with Casket
I think I
as a
caught
guide?
a few moments of that.
Yeah, it was kind of neat because I know they did it like the first time around, and to see like some of the VTubers maybe coming back is an interesting idea. Do you guys have any thoughts on like them changing how they do the sponsored segments? I know previously they had the sponsored person come on and try out the game and maybe had some stuff for them to talk about, you know, with like the latest update, and then they'd be gone. But now they're having some of the Soul streamers tag along with the VTubers and the streamers. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
I think it leads to a much more focused stream because Mabinogi is a game that I feel like you can't just, if you're doing a sponsored thing, you can't just drop into it. Not new. I think that's like unless they give you enough prep time to actually like go through it. The game's tutorial on its own, unfortunately, still isn't really, at least from what I've seen, where it needs to be for a new player to immediately understand what they should be doing or convey that you could just go off and do what you want, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think a lot of streamers never actually got through like even a good portion of the quote unquote tutorial. They usually get stuck because at some point along the lines the community tends to show up and kind of interrupt the flow of the quest line, which is okay. It's great that the community shows up for those events, It's just I haven't seen before having the guides on like anybody actually get to something that would be considered like gameplay. You know what I mean?
Fair. Also, that raises another interesting point that I feel is kind of perhaps a unique issue to Mabinogi, or at the very least, a bigger issue when it comes to streamers trying the game out. And that's I think Mabinogi is a game where it's very easy to stream snipe, for better or worse.
Super easy.
Super
You
easy.
got 10 channels. They're on one of 10 channels. You just got to figure out which one.
That's it.
That and
Well,
it's not like a few people stream sniping, like it's a whole swarm. I think of like the Shy Lily sponsored stream when she came around, and I'm not personally the biggest fan of her because like I just didn't know much about her at the time, but like my whole guild at the time, like 30 people were just there, and then I look in game and there's just like this whole swarm of people in like tier.
Oh my god.
I didn't even know that many people could be in the same spot. There was an army ready for her.
They turn out. That's how it is. I almost feel like it's almost like an unspoken Mabinogi thing that like people just will show up in the background of another like streamer's video, or if it's like a community manager, or if there's some kind of like thing going on, it's just like, oh, I'm there. Big streams, small streams, I think it happens to, I think all of us have experienced it at least once, right?
Yeah, and I've done it myself. It's so funny. It makes me cackle. It's like it's fun
Sure.
following people without them realizing you're following them. And then someone in chat's like, "Why is that person standing like always off in the distance around you?" And it just makes me laugh.
Even on the early access server, when Ronnie was streaming, me and Lumina were like, we were on the other. There's two channels. On one of the channels was me and Lumina and Tamara, and then on the other channel, Ronnie was streaming, and we're like, oh, we could go and like stand in the background with like binoculars. So we just went and did that real quick, switched channels, and we were like hiding behind like a lamp pole or something like that. Kind of goofy. Just to say hi to the friend, you know.
Speaking of stream sniping, I've seen that made around. Just actually playing the game that stalks you, Mabby Nerd. And that,
Oh yeah.
that was surprising to me. I was like, are they here for me or are they playing the game? They were actually playing.
Or were they?
That is true. They were farming.
They always show up when you least expect it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you know
Probably.
what? It was a weird spot because I was gathering grapes, so maybe it was intentional.
It might have been. I'm telling you, like that person is a high tier stream sniper, along with the person that always turns into the quest board. They haunt me. Like I'm still scared of like turning a corner and just seeing a giant wooden board in front of me saying take the quest, and then just being gone before I know it.
You guys think of any like negatives to this style of helping out the streamers?
I don't particularly think so. You know, it's all around a net positive for like the people guiding them and the game. And honestly, tutorial for the game is like to actually get into content, like playing through on like other servers. I'm like, oh my god, this is taking forever. I don't want to do this again. Like, so to have like a sponsored stream for like 4 hours, I don't think is long enough.
Not long enough.
No, dude. Like, if you don't know what you're doing and you're playing Mabinogi for the first time, you're gonna spend a solid hour of that time just looking through all the menus.
That's probably pretty fair.
And then another.
I mean,
2 hours.
okay. Not just that, but if you have to do character creation, that's a whole half of the stream.
Yep, especially if you don't know what there is. Like now, whenever I make a new character, I know what there is, so I can just click through all of it. But Yeah, there's a lot. And then like people get hung up on like, oh, this lets me pick a hairstyle, but what's the little B stand for? Why can't I use that? Or like the P, like for pawn and stuff. It's
They
a
did.
lot.
They did eliminate some of that on the first rebirth and the actual like character creation bit. Like those don't show up there, but that's still kind of the case with the talents even, because you're led to believe with experience from previous games that what you select at the start is gonna be what you have for the rest of the game. And in Mabi, that's just not the case. Like, you could choose ninja and then just never unlock the ninja skills and go and do every other talent in the game simultaneously and never touch the thing you actually chose. Which is kind of an interesting like difference that I think not a lot of streamers or just people new to the game pick up on immediately.
I didn't know that.
One of the other things I've noticed, and maybe it's just people that come from like Final Fantasy 14, is they think that all the skills are class locked. So like when you rebirth, you choose ninja, and then like that's it. You don't get to unlock anything else because you're like not allowed. Because most MMOs do play like that.
Yeah.
And then they don't realize also that like all of the skills when you level them, like everything's exponential. Like everything is together.
Mm-hmm. Where like even leveling life skills is important for combat because you're getting at least the stats from it.
Mm-hmm. And it's not just for crafting.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of a very unique situation where you have the talent selection before they actually get to use. Well, that's not entirely true because they don't have you select the talent when creating your character. They have you do it after Tin's little tutorial thing where you get to test them out. I don't think the Tin's thing is very clear on I think Tin's could use a little bit of improvement. At least for the scenario we're talking about with the streamers. Do you guys remember Tin's little the little mission that you do with Tin at the start?
Yeah. You can. Is it? If I'm not mistaken, you're talking about the one where you can like try out each individual talent in different zones with little enemies packed together.
Yeah.
We never see Tin again. Hold on.
True. You can sort of keep the stone for a while, until you use it again. Like even after you finish that quest. So you could see him. It's just most people get rid of the stone.
I didn't even know you got a stone.
They threw Tin to the wayside for Planet. Hold on. Wait.
That's a really good point, actually.
Maybe one
They
day
did
they'll
my boy
phase out.
dirty.
Maybe one day they'll phase out Tin and then bring him back like they brought back Aerie. Speaking of,
what
Aerie's
you
back.
guys need to do is make a 10 diss track against Blanded.
You know
Okay.
what? Yeah. Yeah.
Are we gonna do that? Is that the next project?
Let's do it.
Bet.
Yeah, they kicked Tin out of there for sex appeal. I don't like that. Poor guy.
Ooh.
They're like, this metal helmet, get out of here.
It's like Kakashi Sensei never reveal what's under the helmet.
Oh, it's revealed. You can see it.
Okay, true, but
It's very, very boring. Like, I was playing the new Storm game, and there's an outfit without his mask on. Not what is.
Oh, you're talking about and I'm like, did I just miss something?
no, in Boruto, there's a few episodes where Kakashi is posing as like a photographer, and he doesn't have the mask on the entire time. Or is it another mask?
It could be another mask that's just flesh colored.
So cursed.
Yeah, but Aerie's back. You guys hype about that? I'm actually very it's not the nostalgia that hits me more than nostalgia of Aerie coming back that hits me as hard as I get to have my Shuriken go back.
Yeah,
I missed it. Yeah, I missed it for so long. The day the update released, I got it to level 63.
Damn.
I was like, I need this now.
When did Irie come out? Because I'm on the younger side of
last-
Mabi players, so I've never experienced Irie before.
Oh, you mean originally?
Mhm.
I don't know what year that was, but she was the first spirit weapon you get, and it's on like a short sword.
I feel like it was like 2013,
Had to be.
2012.
Yeah, it was a
Oh,
while ago.
that's before my time. I started in 2015.
Still
Mhm.
have it in their inventory.
Mm-hmm. I don't have a character that still has it, unfortunately. But I have new Aerie. Back and better than ever. Have you guys gotten to play around with any of the other parts of the update, like the part-time jobs and that sort of stuff?
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you.
He hasn't
I
played the
haven't
game
had time
in
to
1
play
year.
anything yet.
You're gonna log in, you're gonna see the growth guide, and you're gonna be like, for free?
Really?
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff for free, minus the life skills aspect of it. Part-time jobs, the first day it came out, I ran around and did it. And then I'm gonna wait to get Irie. I don't know what I want to put her on yet, so I'm just gonna wait.
I mean, you could put it on anything and move it later. It's not that hard to move egos.
Yeah, I'm just lazy. Like, that's an extra step I don't want to
See, that is the real reason. There we go. We've got to the bottom of the case.
Like, if I put it on a weapon, then I gotta move it later. I'm like, I'll just wait. I was thinking of actually putting it on Solana when I eventually get it. So, might be a while.
Ooh.
I feel
Yeah.
like it'd just be funny.
No, he's not being lazy. He's being considerate. To keep once you get settled in, to have to abruptly move all your stuff probably isn't very fun, you know. So he's doing the spirit a favor.
Yeah, she's gonna eat a lot, get fat and bloated, and not want to move location. That's gonna be a big ordeal.
Well, with Master Plan, now's a good time to get the spirit, though, just because you get the double XP for feeding it items.
There's always a catch-22.
Throw the FOMO in there.
Yeah.
Part-time job or the master plan's like until January, so you got some time.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get the 40k.
But confirmed December 14th Arcana update. We get the other Arcanas. There was a newsletter or article I saw that that basically said the date. I was like, wait, they released an announcement about that, or is this article just like out there?
Huh.
The director's
Yeah.
letter?
No, just a random article I saw said December 14th. I was like, all right. I mean, that's likely. That matches with expectations, but the director's letter did say we're getting it next month as part of the update, but they didn't specify a date, if I remember correctly. So it was just kind of like,
You know what? It's more easy stats for me, so I'll take it.
for sure. But I'm gonna have to use part of the master plan to get through the Arcana levels for Stinger, whatever they name it. That's gonna be rough.
Yeah, I got a bunch of like forgetful potions and stuff from the director's box. I was not expecting that much stuff.
Yeah, man, they spoiled us this time. That was a good box.
Yeah, I opened that and I was like, holy shit, this is good.
What if the
I have
box
my
was just
first-
like, oh, sorry, go on.
I was gonna say I have my first level 100 ego now because of that boss. I went from 70 to 100.
Damn.
Did you check the growth guide? There's a bunch of like spirit crystals in the growth guide too.
I put them on Irie.
Yeah. Dude, those were so nice to just have like thrown at me. Like I logged in and I was like, I probably have the growth guide done already. And I looked and it was like 45 out of 5,000 or something, like 4,500 out of 5,000 or something. It's like everything except for the title was unlocked. I was like, oh, yeah, basically done. So I just went through and claimed a bunch of like spirit stuff and threw it at Irie. It's good. Good food.
What if each of the boxes was just personalized to the player? And like some people just got random just junk items for no reason. Like a
Oh,
smooth
that would be
head.
weird. That would be
The boxes,
weird.
like when I was reading the list originally, I didn't think we were gonna get all those things, and I was like, oh man, I'm not gonna get anything good. I thought it was gonna be like a gacha, you know. And like
Yeah.
I was looking at the pan hat, and I was like, oh, this is so cool. I want it. I'm probably not gonna get it.
What? That'd be so bad if it was gotcha though. It'd be so messed up.
Right.
A gift to you, RNG.
100 potions.
You guys like gacha, right?
No, I hate it.
I've been getting just
Oh,
awful luck with it.
yeah. So, on the note of like not liking gacha, I don't know if you guys saw, but the Black Friday sale has phoenixes just straight up.
You can buy a phoenix.
Yeah,
I
It's
it's
have
on
one.
sale. 6K and X. Dude, one is not enough. Get 4.
I never use
Man,
it. Like
I'm just
it's been
flipping them.
dormant for like 10 years.
I'm kind of biased toward like some of the end game stuff that we have now, but in Crom you kind of want 4 phoenixes so that you could get through all the Irasan checks and the glass checks without having to worry about a party wipe. Because you can each phoenix has an ability called Flames of Resurrection, and if the character would die, it prevents the death and revives you either at 1 HP if you don't have a fire herb crystal, or at full HP if you have a fire herb crystal in the phoenix's inventory. When you first get the phoenix, it starts with 10, but you could use the skill regardless. But each phoenix has its own cooldown, so if you die, you can stand back up immediately because of the first phoenix, and it also knocks back any enemies near you, so you don't have to like worry about getting up in a bad situation like you do with now stones. And then summon another phoenix, use the skill that has like no animation whatsoever, so like it immediately applies. And then you could die again and stand right back up, summon the other phoenix, and do the same thing for each phoenix that you had. So they're kind of a really powerful pet. They bypass the revival restriction in Cromboss and in Phantasm, so they're kind of ish important for like high percent erg runs on Crom. So yeah, it's kind of neat to see them not in a gacha because of how valuable they can be.
Sign that people are listening.
Yeah.
Need to sell mine before those come out.
Oh,
Or
I just
hear me
thought
out.
of something.
Hold on to them and sell them later.
This is bad. This is bad. So this episode's gonna be December 1st, right?
Mhm.
The sale ends on what day? I'm gonna double check. On the 30th. All right. I'm sorry, everybody listening to this, you missed it.
Womp womp womp.
But if you want to buy a phoenix, you can meet me in the game, and I can hook you up with a sweet deal.
Yeah.
45
They're
mil.
probably cheap now that they're sold directly and not just part of a random chance.
Well, is it temporarily sold directly or permanently sold directly?
Temporarily until the 30th, and then they're probably gone.
I remember a point in time in life, way back in the day, where phoenixes were just always a nice shot.
Yeah.
Like early Mabinogi, maybe I'm wrong, but I recall them always
Yeah,
being there.
They used to have pets like that, and then they kind of retired that system for the gacha system. Like they took a bunch of pets out of the shop and put them into the gacha,
Womp womp.
the pet gachas.
Well, let's talk about that for a second. What's one
Yeah.
pet that you remember having a lot of hype around back when it was like a permanent addition to the shop?
I remember the cow. Everyone's hyped for the cow. The cow and
The
sheep.
cow, really?
Yeah. The cow and sheep. Everyone on Mari was going crazy for them.
That's surprising.
Because you could tell the cow to sit, I think, and milk.
That is true. That you could shear the sheep and you can milk the cow, so they had a lot of utility. They're probably a game changer in that regard.
I'd say a couple. There's one that stands out to me, which was when they first introduced the Guardian Spider. It was a crossover with with Vindictus because it's the first thing you fight. And it was like an exclusive for this time period only. And I got one. I was like, yeah, this is cool. You know, I have a spider. Like, and then and now they're just like in the shop. You can just get them
There.
whenever.
Remember that.
It's kind of the opposite.
Get it while you
like,
can.
what?
This limited
Like-
edition pet. Oh, they're just here.
Yeah. Yeah. Limited edition pet here all the time. Like very impactful pet for endgame. Nah, it's in the gacha. It's in limited time only now.
Sometimes they be thinking that they're slick. I'm sorry, I gotta say it, but there's been multiple times where there's been like a limited run item, and then it gets snuck back in the game with a different name later because it had re-added. I remember with
a recolor,
the urns. Yeah.
which doesn't even really matter. It seems like guy things like.
They should maybe like low key think about doing that with some crossover items, like just a version that's not directly a crossover item that looks similar enough.
Exactly. Just bring it back. Just change the name. They already did it with the scythes, the rapiers, those things that are all from the urn that were like, you could only get this here. Psych. Guess what's back? It's just different. It's just slightly different name. But with the pets, there are two instances that I remember. One that's really funny, but also cursed, and one that was just really annoying. And it's the first that comes to mind is the tigers. When the tigers were introduced, everyone was running around on them, and when you crouch with them, they all do that like growl. So you'd have mobs of players running around in Dumbarton, just crouching in front of people and making them just growl at players. And the sound effects would overlay. But the worst one, specifically because of a glitch that wasn't game breaking, but it would make you want to just quit the game for a while. And it was the Sunburst Shires. Because when you run with them, when they went full charge, there was a glitch with them where it just kept looping the sound effect of them going into that charge animation. So you'd hear that noise and it neighing on loop in that area. And the problem with that is it actually stacked. So if multiple players did it, that sound effect in that area would just loop forever. You change channels, it's still there. You come back, it's still there. It's just there. It's pretty bad. I get PTSD every time I hear a Sunburst Shire charge. Or
He starts crying, quits the game.
He's like, no, I can't do this.
You guys remember Yuka orbs?
Yes.
Yeah.
I just remember them because I had really good luck with. I don't know if they were different from gachas. I just always got good.
Wait, could you say the name of that gacha again?
No.
I feel like that's one of the things that everyone pronounces differently.
Really is.
Oh, that reminds me the bandit cipher we did. Every one of us said ducats differently in our verse. If you listen to it, there's 4 verses on there. Every one of us says it a different way.
This is one of those Mabinogi things.
You know what? I personally say like Duke. Now I'm thinking about it.
Oh no. Duckets
is what I say. I had to think about it.
I say ducats too.
I know there's like ducats, and then there's like ducats. Yeah, ducats.
Do cats or do ducks? You choose.
I think the issue with Mabinogi is like I played for so long, and like I never really heard anyone say that like these places, names, words out loud. So like I just pronounce them in my head, and like sometimes they're long, so like I just abbreviate it. So like definitely not how it should be pronounced.
Mm-hmm. All those people out there pronouncing Shifina like Sid Finnacade.
No. That's Water Park. That's Water Park.
Yeah, it's Water
no,
Park.
no.
See, I've always called it side.
Supposedly, the real pronunciation is city. Like that's how you say it.
No, that's wrong.
It's she.
Nope.
The
Huh?
SIDAD is pronounced she. Like SHEE.
Nope, I don't like that.
It's just water park. I give up.
Mhm.
Keep it simple.
We were recently. I was looking at a pronunciation for the what are they even called? It's like the name of it's like Lullabdog or whatever in Crom. It's like Un Lullabdog or whatever. It's like the pronunciation for that. I'm like, how did you get that from that? I just call them dogs. They're like not close. It's like a hooded like wraith thing, but like nah, it's just a dog. Pronunciation for that is crazy.
People are divided, even in places like Tier. You have Team Tier, Team Tur.
Yeah, I'm
True.
Team Tur.
Oh my
Cool.
gosh.
We're gonna fight.
Her team! Her team!
I never pronounce it because there was a friend I introduced to Mabi like a long time ago and they called it Toe. Just I can't.
Oh no.
I do appreciate that we've all kind of landed on Dunby as like the name of Dunby though. Like everybody just kind of agreed on that. I don't know how that happened. How do you get from like Dunbarton to Dunby?
I don't know. It's been like that for as long as I could remember.
Right?
I wonder if it's like some weird Maple Story thing because Hennessy's is Henny.
Okay.
So like everyone like who hung out there is like, oh, I'm in Henny. I'm in Henny. I'm in Dumby.
But
Dumby.
but how
like
about
the two hub towns?
But why isn't it
okay?
furry then?
Because Tur was never main town material.
It was back in the day. I remember. Where were you?
It's Mobby Boomer Lodge. I'm joking. No, I feel like there should be there's so much we look into like why Dumbarton over Tier, because if you think about it, right, like if you make the comparison for Hennessy's and Dumbarton, it's not the same. Hennessy's would actually be a closer equivalent to Tier, as it's like the first area that you end up at. So what happened, and why is it that we have all these amazing other towns that are full of places to stand around and explore, and we still go back to Dumbarton? In fact,
I have a theory.
There's a whole marketing continent that's supposed to be, correct me if I'm wrong, a better deal for setting up shop, and you still have left it empty for Dumbarton. And don't even get me started on Port Cobb. Half people don't even realize you can set up shop there. That there's a market district.
Mm-hmm.
Port
You
Cobb
can?
Yeah. Port Cobb has a market area that just has never been used.
So I have a theory why people don't hang out in Tier as much. It's the authoritative gaze of Duncan over the town square.
You know, that's a good
point. They don't like feeling like they're being watched. I mean, yeah, we're being watched in Dunby Square too, but it's like multiple people. Nobody certainly has that authoritative feel. You know, like Evan's a little bit younger than Duncan, so like maybe we can get away with some stuff. Yeah. Sure.
So they substitute being scolded by Duncan with being mean mugged by Walter.
Yeah. Yeah, easy.
Glennis, I hate Glennis.
What? Not like Glennis.
I don't know, there's just something about her. She thinks she's so smug. I hate it.
He's just trying to run a bakery.
Why is she... No, like, okay, going back to the part-time jobs, all the other ones are simple. Why is she the one that most likely gives me a gathering quest? What if I don't want to, Glennis?
Exactly.
I'm good. Nah.
Just a hard-working lady.
Insert any swear word that you could think of and apply it to Glennis, and I'd be happy. Anything and everything under the sun. I hate her.
Out of left field, Glennis catching straight. What did Glennis do?
I don't know, man. It's been like that forever. I just always hated her. And like her character art, I don't know. I just don't like her.
I just imagine like a delegation event where all the NPCs of Dumbarton are out ready to shake your hand, and you just don't shake Glennis.
I would not. I'd probably spit in her face. I don't like her.
It's kind of funny because right now there's a part-time job that you get. I think it's from the bookstore, Ira. She gives you a ring to give to Glennis, but Glennis won't take the ring,
Yeah, I just
so you
drop it
can't
on the
complete
ground.
that quest.
Flip
Yeah,
her the bird and
it's
walk away.
it's kind of I don't know if it's like bugged right now or something. I think it is, but
It's a bug. That got me so mad.
yeah,
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
yeah.
Just more reasons to not like Glennis, I suppose.
I was
More
I
reason
was
to not
on,
like
I was on a
Glennis.
roll because there's a path thing you can do to do like 20 part-time jobs in a day, and
Yeah.
because of that I messed up my second rotation of it, and I just stopped
Cool.
doing part-time jobs that day. Freaking Glennis. Mm-mm.
Hater.
We gotta make a Glennis diss track now.
Nah, that's on you guys. I'm gonna stay out of that one.
Not just a
You
diss
don't wanna
track.
be-
We actually gotta bury her. Don't like her.
All right. Let's get so we kind of went pretty far from the topic of Arcanas. Do you guys have any thoughts on what the ones after the ones we know about will be? I know that like one of them will have Lance. I don't know what you'd pair it with.
Puppets.
Why don't they make like Lance alchemy? So
That
then
would be
like
kinda cool.
we got alchemical stinger. Can we get like alchemical piercer or something? I don't know. Something like for Lance.
Maybe.
I think Lance
Yeah.
and Ninja would be sick. Throw your Lance, do some sick flips with it. I don't know.
So right now, from what we have, this isn't to say it will always be the case, but for right now, what we have, all of the talents that have an Arcana have a magic associated talent paired with it. So I don't know if they're planning to do Arcana like Ninja Lance, or if it would have to be like Construct Alchemy, Cleric, Magic, or there's like some leeway on dual guns being a magic talent because it's also alchemy-ish.
What if it's like a Lance Gunblade, you know, like the Gunblades from Final Fantasy?
See, that's what I'm thinking. I'm
Ooh.
thinking you could do Lance dual guns and just like because imagine just like Lance charge flash launcher.
Crazy. Around.
I just want more guns.
That'd be fun.
I would want that talent though.
That's fair. Lances are kind of lame regardless. They're too bulky and too dumb looking.
They are doing a rework to the Lance talent. We do know what that is. Have you guys seen any of the stuff from the future updates? So they're adding 2 new abilities to Lance, and they're also reworking Bash. So the one is like a step back that you can do. You can do it 2 times before it goes on cooldown. And then there's one where you it's like a Lance thrust that knocks back the enemy, and if the enemy is immune to knockback, it knocks you back instead. And there's like a combo you can do now because of the way the cooldowns work, where you can do like the thrust to push yourself backwards and then jump back twice, and you're at the max distance for Lance charge to go back in, and then you can immediately do the thrust again to either push the mob away or do what you need to do. So it feels like a more fluid, like complete talent now. And they also made it so that Bash is a movement ability, so you can use it to jump to a target that's like a little bit away from you.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Is it enough to redeem Lance though?
Maybe not. I don't know, but it's certainly a step in the right direction to what Lance should have been.
How do you feel when you see a new player join the game and they gravitate towards the Lance? Do you want to say anything, or do you just want to let them find out?
Why did you pick a human?
I shouldn't have even asked you that question. I should have saw that one coming.
Bro, you can't ask a min-maxer a question like
Wait. But Giant's better, Rixie. Like, you know that.
I'm just saying, why'd you pick a human?
Here we
Wait,
go.
giants use lances? Like, when? I know they can, but when?
After this, I'll become a
Exactly.
lance main. I will become a lance main after this.
There
In
you
fact,
go.
I'll stream my journey through the way of the lance and become not the best, because let's be honest, that's never gonna happen. But at least moderately okay with the lance is my end goal.
Yeah,
The end
You
goal
could
is
do
to
it.
beat
I
Rixie
believe
in
in you.
PvP.
Exactly.
Dude, you could try.
I feel like you could do great though. Like, I just think about like time. My Chrome 30 duo who does EK on an elf,
Oh,
and
it's
it
fun.
works.
It's so fun when times on EK. I remember we did like we just kind of like were playing around with Crom. It was kind of funny. It was just like we were joking around, not even taking it seriously, just like throwing fireballs and stuff in there. It's like it'll work, right? I remember we got like 2 pursuer waves. We're just like, yeah, this is fine.
The whole building's on fire. Arcana breaks everything though. Like with the Arcana talent for Lance, you could just be the best like Lancer on the server. You could do it, Mabby Nerd. You could be the best. Don't let anyone tell you you can't.
I am inspired now. It has to happen.
Gotta
Be the
catch
Lancer
them
that
all.
we cannot.
Mm-hmm.
If they make a lance that's a drill, the Gurren Lagann fan in me will make me never unequip it. I'll be charging the impossible.
Is somebody gonna tell him about the engineers?
I know
thing?
about that, but is that technically a
Okay.
lance? Is it a lance?
No, it should be, because that
That
would be
was my
funny.
first thought when I saw that. I was like, yeah! It's just the
Yo,
oh.
all right, I'm gonna at somebody right now and say, hey, we need an appearance scroll for the lance that's just the Hillwind drill.
Can we talk about appearance scrolls for just a brief second? The newest ones with the Gatling guns. I'm so disappointed that it just shoots like a regular gun. Like, I get why it doesn't. It isn't like a minigun. It isn't fire like that. But
Mhm.
there are weapons that are skins that have unique animations, like the ray guns, even though they're completely useless because you can't upgrade them. They shoot laser beams and have a different sound. I like that. Like, why can't we do more of that? Give the weapons like unique sounds and animations. That's fun.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
suppose with the minigun, like you could just show like all the bullets flying out, but not necessarily hitting enemy.
Yeah,
Like,
like there's ways to make it work. It just, I don't know. Like I just like goofy stuff like that, or like the banana guns that make you ride a giant banana when you
Oh,
move.
those are fun. And with the appearance scroll update, like we got last month, like
You can
now
save
you can
them.
turn all your guns. You can save them.
That was
Oh,
the
it's so
first
much
one.
better.
Does this
So much
normalize
better.
weapons changing the way you walk or move? I think those are the most fun.
Mm-hmm. Though I don't know. This latest one had an appearance for Knuckles that I'm not sure if it's like actually doing it, but it feels like it because of the animation changing. When I attack with the Knuckles, there's a moment where it goes into the animation and I feel like I can't like move my character or perform an action because it's in the middle of like doing its little like pose thing. And I'm like, I didn't ask you to do the pose. I asked you to do this skill. Please.
When you're emoting mid combat, you know it's a
Yeah,
bug.
it looks goofy to me. Not like goofy like the animation's bad, but it's like this doesn't like it feels like there's like a delay on my inputs or something because it's doing the animation. And I think that's like it probably is just ping, and now I can see it because it's doing the animation, whereas
Yeah,
before it didn't have an animation, so I didn't see it and it just kind of felt like how it felt. But now there's like a visual like representation of oh yeah you have a ping diff here.
that is interesting. That could be something to look into.
Mm-hmm. But I do like them on the whole when they do stuff like that.
Yeah, giving different stances and everything. I think that's neat. It's always really fun.
Maybe even rework some old ones to have stances that didn't already and re-release them.
You can do a lot with that, but also while they're doing that, they need to go through and label what is not dyeable as not dyeable, and just save the community collective headache.
That would be you could even, I don't know which is easier. You could label stuff as dyeable or label stuff as not dyeable, whichever one is easier.
The problem is, like, there's stuff that's labeled as dyeable, but it seems inconsistent.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's not fully committed to one. In fact, there's also some things that are, I think, not dyeable, or is it not repairable? Maybe both, but
maybe both.
It's just not consistent. I think that's the big problem, is just consistency. Like, if somebody wanted to make a really interesting YouTube video, they should collect items from the 3 different generations of Mabinogi and look at how, like, it's changed and it reflects how the game was. Like, unrepairable items. That's a really good example. Like, there's variations of rabbit ears and stuff like that, where it's like, these are fixed repairable, these are not repairable. This one is not repairable, but has 1 durability because we hate you.
Gargoyle swords.
Yeah, gargoyle swords. It just feel like it reflects the way the game was. And even looking at, like, old clothing items, and seeing how certain items were, like, designed by other parts of the community from different regions. And that was back when character cards were a thing, and how that sort of been phased out. It's just, you can just sort of see how the game has changed through looking at items. Like, it's Dark Souls. It's super funny. There's lore in the items. Inventory lore.
So
The other...
Go ahead.
Sorry. Oh, I was gonna say, the other thing that's, like, confusing for me is there are items that are not dyeable, but people can synth them to be a different color, supposedly, or something like that.
Like
yeah.
Fulham's cape.
Yeah.
You can't dye that, but I've seen people, like, with pink and green ones, and I'm like, what did, like, and the thing is, too, is, like, the synth has a chance to fail, and you need 3 of them to even do it or something, so, like,
correct.
Why?
Rolling the dice.
So it can.
That's what we do.
So you mean to tell me it can be a different color? You're just not letting me make it that color.
Yeah.
If you wanted, like, an orange and black Fulham cape, how much would that cost? Like, how much bad RNG?
The trouble is, it's a limited supply item, so we'd run out of capes at some point.
I think it's really telling that you have to go through the extreme lengths of actual alchemy to get what you want out of these items.
It's in the lore.
yeah. It's lore. I don't know why this is making me think of, like, the Fashionogi equivalent of Full Metal Alchemist.
I was thinking the same.
It's like Ouroboros got summoned in Taltine. Is that how you pronounce it?
Sure.
I think so.
Ouroboros gets summoned in Tatooine, and it's all because someone was trying to dye their cape a different color. It's like actual monsters attacking the city.
Oh, that would okay. Listen, if you gave me, like, an update to Construct Alchemy, where you could get 100% success rate, right? Like we have with all the other life skills. But there's also just a chance that it spawns some random monster because you did something wrong. That'd be kind of funny.
That'd be cool.
I wouldn't mind that.
It's a station, and if you mess up, or enough people mess up collectively, a field boss just summons and just starts attacking the city.
Yeah, we'd do that intentionally, for real.
Become a villain. It's like, oh no, it's him. Say bye to your blessings.
You don't even have to add it in the patch notes, just like sneak it in there.
Some of those urns let people do that. Let people do that if you're slick enough. I remember.
Yeah.
I think I caught this on video, but I haven't uploaded it yet. Where I was in the camp, and I'm just standing there, and a dragon just shows up. I just see a player run away, and I see the shadow of a dragon come landing over me and just start attacking me. I'm like, oh, I know. I see what happened here. I see what just happened. They were waiting for somebody. A drive-by dragon.
So you guys have both kind of had some experience with the Japanese server in your own ways. The Hero and Nerd. How'd that all go?
I'll let you go first, Hero.
Oh boy. Okay. It went pretty good. I got added to insane amount of Discord servers. Crazy. Everyone's super friendly, but a lot of people are like very freaked out by somebody with an English name being in English. It was so funny. Like literally, as soon as I made my character, I was going around like just asking people questions. For like, I don't speak English. Leave me alone. But overall, it's pretty good. Like I ended up joining a guild. I would play more. I'm just too lazy to.
Was it like a hostile I don't speak English or more like a nervous I don't speak English?
I'm not sure because like I feel like some things get lost in translation. But one guy was literally like, "Leave me alone," and walked away. It's like okay.
So what I had found is that a lot of people in Japan, like, they aren't really like, some people will understand English but won't be confident enough to like use it back, or they'll get nervous about it, so it's preferred not to most of the time. But I often wondered how that translated into like online games, because like I would slight segue, but I used to import a lot of games on my PS Vita, and there was a Gundam game that I imported, and I would also like say stuff in English, and it'd be like, "No, please," whenever I was like in their lobby. But I often wonder if that's like just how it is. But that video is super interesting going onto the servers, because I had always thought that, and I swear this was the case, that both Japan and Korea operated the same way when it came to accessing the online games, MMOs and stuff, because of different like laws and stuff, that you had to have some sort of like social number, like your SSI number or something, to log onto the game to make an account.
Yeah, Japan doesn't require any of that. Korea. And in typical fashion, to get on the Korean server, I decided to just harass people until they let me on. And so far that's been working. Speaking of, I gotta go back to Twitter to more people, but a bit of attention. It's just Korean Mabi team hasn't opened my yet.
You know what they say, right? The squeaky wheel gets the oil. Is that what they say?
I think so. But some people also hate the squeaky wheel, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
I'm confident it'll work out, because that is very interesting to like go through like each of the games regions, just to like hop on and see what it's like, what the community's like, what server population is like. It's very telling.
Well, this will be an interesting moment to see how well this ages.
Right. I just never get on. I get blacklisted from Mabinogi across the world.
If that happens, I will sneak you on. All right. If it happens, I will literally, when I go to Korea, I'll be like, by the way, if Hero's trying to get onto the server, it might actually be. So the thing is, it might actually be a hard thing to do, because I do think it's legality is the reason why you're required to have some kind of like social security number to play an online game, rather than them just being able to make the account. It could literally be that they just can't.
Well, like some people are telling me like, dude, just get like a credit card from like the region you can. I'm like, no, but you also need like a phone number and like identification for like that you were born there. It's not just either or. You need all of it.
Well, hear me out. This doesn't fully. Well, actually, maybe this would work. You should reach out to someone who owns a PC bong, because those places have preset accounts that anybody can log on to and play for a multitude of RPGs. They're bound to have one for Mabinogi, because that's like a drop-in, play, drop-out type deal, and there's special accounts for people who pay money who work too much, so they don't have time to like grind out and actually build up a character, so it's already made for them. That might exist for Mabinogi too. I mean, it's
I
slightly
think it
different.
does because there's a website that sells it, but like I wasn't sure if it would break TOS, right? Like that's why I was a little iffy. And like it's not expensive at all. It's like $15. Get like a few logins with it, but like I wasn't sure if it was like allowed.
Yeah, you don't want to break. You don't want to be breaking TOS over here.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I can't speak for that.
Mm-hmm.
But what I can say is the Mabinogi team in Japan are very, 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 very passionate about growing that community more, because it definitely is in a place where it's at in terms of like its community. It's smaller than ours.
Really?
But like it's loud, if that makes sense. So like there are things that I have to ask a lot of questions and talk to people. There's a lot of stuff I can talk about, stuff that I can't talk about. What I can say is there's one thing that they do that I wish that we would start doing more, and we're already starting to get to that point, and it's holding more events. They hold events every few months where people come together and just collaborate, just have fun. They play it. It's like mini campfires, or closer to like the meet and greet events that we did at Anime Expo, but on a smaller scale. And there'll be these like pop-up shops and items. And like if you follow the Twitter, the GM that runs that Twitter account, he goes all over the place with that Pond puppet and just makes stuff happen. Like that dude is probably the biggest fan of Pond and Mabinogi, and you'll see what I mean if you look on the Twitter. Like he embodies that character and just goes and just like will just make stuff happen that's really fun. Like he'll go to a restaurant and try to like get a Mabinogi inspired dish made. He'll reach out and get collaborations with different products and other content creators. Like they're definitely trying. And that was my takeaway there, was that like it's a branch of Mabinogi that in some ways actually feels neglected out of the bigger picture, which surprised me. That actually surprised me a little bit, is that it isn't that it's that like, I'm trying to figure out how to word this. They want people to reach out. They want to communicate with the other parts, the other branches more, and do more stuff and get like a lot of the exclusive merchandise kind of out to more people. But there's no back and forth. That's all I'll say. And I think that they want that. So I think that's really interesting. That was my biggest takeaway there, was that people need to reach out to that team more, because they got a lot of cool stuff that they could get out to a lot of other people. So 3D printing. They've been making their own stuff exclusive, just out of passion.
I saw that in the video. The 3D printed Now statue.
I tried to get
that
one.
was insane.
The Now statue, that giant pond statue. I don't know if you saw the video, but that's 3D printed.
Mm-hmm.
They've just been crowdfunding their own passion projects and just creating their own like one-off things that are Mabinogi related, and I think that's super cool.
I'm trying to think of like how we could do that in NA, but like NA's so big that like I don't think any small scale event we would do would stay small scale, if that makes sense.
That's true. I think
No, go ahead.
You just do a tour. You just have like all right, we're going to do an event in Houston, we're going to do an event in Florida, we're going to do an event in New York, we're going to do an event in like Vancouver, you know, like you just pick a bunch of spots on the map and just have like maybe like one person from Nexon and maybe whatever Soul streamers can show up, or and then invite the community to go and hang out. And if you like gave a list of events, then I think you could keep them. Well, they're going to be somewhat small scale anyway, but like you'd be able to keep them manageable just by there being a number of ones, and people are going to be like, oh, I'll go to this one, you know, sort of thing.
Here's what I think. To that point, I think that doing like small scale events would be doable, but I also agree that they probably wouldn't stay small scale. I feel like if we had a Campfire 2, it would have been way bigger than the first one. Because I don't know what happened with that and why there hasn't been another one. But if it's just looking at numbers and turnout, I feel like people need to consider that with any like convention that starts out, the first time is always going to be the worst. Because there's people who may be interested, but they hang back because they don't want to be the people that test it to be like, oh, I don't want to go there if it's completely dead, you know. Then they see that everyone else went and had fun, and then each year it grows. I think that that should just be a thing. It should be an annual thing because out of all the IPs, Mabinogi is one of the only ones that doesn't have a reoccurring event like that. We have our own small scale one at Anime Expo, but I feel like it should really be to the same tune as Maple Story gets. And I could be wrong. I guess I'm forgetting Cartwriter, but that's a whole other can of worms. I still think this should be a thing. Furthermore, right, the strategy that I noticed is whenever you see those like food collabs or those like limited edition items in Japan specifically, they don't go for like a big business to do a collaborative like pop-up shop. They do local like personal people. They don't do a chain. They go to like a person who runs a business and they collaborate with them on it. I feel like NA should do the same thing and just collaborate with like, I mean, they're in California. There's probably no shortage of people who are starting out, have their own businesses that would love to do like a pop-up Mabinogi cafe of some sort. And all the branding's already there. It's just reaching out and doing that more. And what's crazy is through these like, and maybe it's a difference in the culture, but through these pop-up shops, it actually gets new players into the game over there because they're interested in the characters. Might not be the same here, but at least there it is a strategy that actually works, and that's why there's so many like pop-up food themed collaborations. Because I always wondered about that, like why is it always like a restaurant or a cafe or like a curry or some kind of dish, and that's why.
That's interesting. I didn't think about that.
But you said it's like
Expo. Oh, sorry.
You said it's the GM that gets everyone together to do these kind of things, right?
Yeah. The GM just goes around, reaches out to different restaurants. I mean, mind you, I was speaking through an interpreter, so some stuff might not have been super clear, but from what I gathered, it's the GM that is really doing a lot of the legwork, along with the what do you call that job role? I want to say social media manager, but it's not that. It's like the
Community manager,
marketing manager.
Marketing.
Those two are like the dynamic duo. They're just like carrying that region like on their backs in terms of like engaging the community and also interacting with the player base and trying to get it to grow. And it's just really interesting hearing the different challenges, because for like one unique thing that NA and I think KR has going for it is there is a very rich ecosystem of people creating content around the game in one way or another. There's a lot of variety when it comes to that. But because of streaming culture in Japan, most Mabinogi streams there is exclusively like YouTube. And there's not a lot of YouTubers or people who make videos like that. So like there was a lot of interest in like these raps, these videos, these things that we've been doing. And it just made me realize like, yeah, like that's actually not that common. At least for Mabinogi. Like for Maple Story, that's a whole different story out there. No pun intended. But for Mabinogi, it's like a micro niche. So like they want more content creators. And there's people who play the game who want to see more stuff around it. So like if y'all don't mind translating your videos, that's like a whole other audience that you could just boom. It's there. It's just stuff these are thoughts that have been kind of swirling in my head for a minute. So I apologize if it's disjointed and completely random, but I've been stuck on that for a minute.
No, it brings like a valid point. Gosh, this is something I talked about with Ronnie about like if like let's say like the award ceremony, because I do it twice a year now because of how many NA streamers we have. Like that's the level of where I've gotten to, and I was like, Ronnie, like, is there anyone you know that could translate? Like, yeah, like because there are so many like KR streamers. Because like there have been times where people will raid out to KR streamers because we always try to like stay in Mobby for like raiding out on Twitch, and some of them like can speak a little bit of English, and then there are some that like have subtitles on their videos enabled for like English speakers. So I'm wondering if there's like a way we could bridge that gap, because then that extends to, okay, can we bridge that gap to Japan, and then so on and so forth. And then like thinking about like merch stuff, we have a lot of Mabby artists that make like unofficial merch. Is there any way that like somehow we could get Nexon NA to like connect with them and then like make some kind of merch for the community? Like that's the only thing I can think of. As for hosting events in person, like I think there's a big possibility that we could do it, just because NA is so big, it would be hard, and we'd have to do a lot of them all over the place. Like the only thing I can think of, like in that regard, that's even smaller scale, is like the streamers in Florida. We all get together once in a while and go out to dinner, or like I don't know what it is with Lizzie, but she's trying to drag us all to SeaWorld. So like there's that.
Not to your point. Oh wait, that's not. I'm thinking of Ohio. I'm getting Ohio. And
yeah, bro, we could go Cedar Point.
Let's do it. Soul Streamer Cedar Point meeting. Let's go.
I don't know who else would be able to make it.
We gotta import them. We gotta bring them there.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know, it's just something I've thought about though, but it definitely would be hard to pull off.
It would be. It's a little tough to translate into languages that you don't know. I feel like even if you use like I don't fully recommend it for long form stuff, but just temporarily using some kind of software or AI to translate it, like DPL, I think is okay enough, because even showing that effort is appreciated in terms of like getting an idea of what's going on in the video. Because I had, for a couple of my older videos, I went back and I subtitled them in Korean using a mix of AI software and my friend correcting some of it, and people appreciated that. Like I did look at the statistics, and I did see a bump in people watching it from that region, and I think that the little effort goes a long way. And to that note, I think there's a lot of curiosity between all the regions across like what everyone else is doing with the game, because they're all like in a weird spot. They're in a weird place. I would say that Japan is in a spot where a lot of us felt like it's like here back before the server merge in the first campfire, where a lot of us felt like the game was going to be shut down. I feel like that's kind of where Japan is at in terms of morale, which doubles back to like probably why there may be even like a little bit of hostility to some players that when you go onto the server, because let's be real, that sounded like Alexina back in the day when it was like dead Alexina, when the only players that were still kind of hanging around were the people who played it, like people who never leave and who are also
not very open to new people for whatever reason. The gatekeeping people were kind of like stuck hanging around, and
Yeah.
I wonder if that's the same thing on that server now, or if there are different. Did Hero, when you went onto the server, were there different choices, or was there only one?
No, they still have the 3 OG ones.
I kind of wonder if like you went on. Did you go onto the most populated one, or did it?
Yeah, I did. It was Murray at the time.
Oh, that's just interesting to me. That's really interesting because it's really funny to think about like how the culture of Tatamai still carries over into video games for a lot of people. So for someone to say straight up leave me alone, it's kind of shocking, you know?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it because like there was like a few seconds delay because I was translating all of it. And then I was like, oh, he just told me to go screw myself.
You're right. It could also have been like a really rough translation too, if that's the case. But man, that's funny. That's just like there was one bad encounter I had in Japan with a drunk guy, and a friend of mine kind of like chimed in because I got this on camera. I think I told you about it, where like he kept like chasing me and doing poses in the GoPro. I didn't know it at the time until I showed my friend and they translated most of it. But that dude was roasting my friend. He was not being friendly. So I mean, there are people out there. It's possible.
Maybe it's that same guy playing the game.
If it was, it's like, where's your 360 camera? I can't pose in front of it. Go away. I don't know, but the long story short, I think it is definitely worth it to bridge the gap and try to reach out to more people, because I think that's an untapped audience. And there's some streamers like Rojinjin who have already been trying to make efforts to do that, to reach out to NA to kind of expand his audience to us, because he does like a lot of stuff. And I'm still just very surprised he's not some officially sponsored content creator with Nexon out there, because he's probably like, I would say, easily one of the best ones in terms of just doing weird stuff with the game, both in and out of it, making like short films, little joke commercials, going to the events. Like, on the outside looking in, you'd think he was some kind of community manager with the game, but it's just another player.
Yeah, last time I caught one, I was doing like a 40-hour one. I was like, what's that countdown for? He's like, it's how long I've been awake. I was like, oh, damn.
He's cool. He's someone definitely worth reaching out to, for sure.
So is everybody ready for the holiday season?
Who did it? Who did it?
It's Hero. It was Hero. I saw it. I saw it. It light up. It lit up. Is everybody ready for the holiday season?
I forgot this was
Winter Master
Thanksgiving
Plan.
week.
Yeah, like we got Winter Master Plan, we got Thanksgiving, we got the rest of the holidays coming up.
I don't have Thanksgiving.
Probably some celebrations.
So yeah, you already
Okay,
had
Mr.
Thanksgiving.
Canada. Okay, Mr. Canada.
Listen, you and me, Hero, we're basically neighbors.
Essentially, kind of. Really. I mean, like, I guess not really, no.
No, like, we're like border neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from Michigan, so it's like right there.
You're only like 18 hours away.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Y'all way up there.
Well, Rixie, I think we're also technically sort of neighbors. In a weird way.
Way more. Like we're like probably like 3 or 4 hour drive.
Yeah, I keep
Y'all
forgetting.
are up there.
Yeah, we're relatively close.
I still think we got to do like one of those cons and just make our own meet and greets. Just do it. Do
True.
it ourselves.
Yeah. If they don't want to do it, we'll do it ourselves.
Oh yeah.
Try to put
I
it
think
together.
the convention center near me could be rented out. The only problem is it's massive.
Oh,
Sorry, I've been cooking on the idea of like a
And
Mabi community convention, but we would have the funding for that would be insanity. Like it's the same
Yeah.
convention where they have MegaCon here.
Mhm.
Like it's I'm pretty sure the public can rent it. So like to be able to do that would be expensive, and then like funding for that is
to charge an entrance fee, but then you're screwed if nobody shows up.
yeah.
and like people will probably have to be flying in for that, and then you have to think about like what merchandise are we gonna sell, because that's probably what people are coming for, right? And then oh man, sorry, I'm
Yeah.
cooking over here.
Yeah, we got a lot of artists in the community, so there's at least something we could do as far as merch. But that's a whole
Can of
Hold an
worms.
entire art fair. Make like a dealer hall full of artists selling different types of Mabinogi things, but then make the center of the room a giant OX event.
Can we get a giant now statue in the middle of the room? Is that possible?
3D print it.
Power of 3D printing, it can be yours. The price
giant-
might be high.
a giant Now statue made of little Now statues.
Yeah. If
That
you
would
look-
be cool though to have like. Sorry. Go.
But with all the nows have jiggle fit.
Oh no.
Hero, no.
What do you mean? I didn't make that
Get
choice.
the spray bottle. Get the spray
I
bottle.
didn't make that choice.
asking the
Where's the spray bottle already?
I'm just saying I didn't make that choice.
it's just there.
Yeah, exactly. You know how awkward it used to be when I was like 13 rebirthing my character and like a computer in like the open area?
Oh yeah.
Because it doesn't have the clothes on
now.
when you do the rebirth screen.
To this day, NA doesn't have the keyword that the other regions have. You can ask her about that.
About what?
About
What?
the jiggle physics. There's a breast keyword that was removed from NA.
Why do we always get stuff removed?
I honestly, I think it would be so funny if they put it in.
I feel like someone somewhere had to abuse that, and that's what. Oh no.
Like, no, we can't have that. Take it out. That's also why I think some of the moves got translated differently. Like, what was it? The move was originally called Windbreaker, but because in the US that's a euphemism for farting, they changed it.
Is this why when we make glyphs, there's like the warning of, hey, you promise you will not make this inappropriate, and you could be like in trouble? Is that
Like-
just NA specific?
It gives you the
That's-
same warning
bet it is.
twice.
They looked at Maple Story 2 and said, this ain't happening here. Not here.
Yeah, Maple Story 2, I seen some pretty loose things.
There's also other regions have like you can post images in chat in the game. So like your little chat bubble will have like an image in it.
Yeah. Wait.
What?
Yeah. What's up with
Yeah.
that? We can't
Yeah,
have
we
that.
don't have that.
And that's probably also why guild emblems have never worked. Because you could put random pictures on it. It's just a switch has been like, nope, we can't have that. I think NA has abused the right to do that. And you know, this would be in line with a lot of things that happened because again, there was a time when the entire NA server was collectively put in timeout because we abused the delegation of it. They were like, you know what? I'm disappointed in all of you. You don't get Easter. That happened. That actually happened.
When was
Oh.
that?
Hmm?
No, I'm trying to think of the time frame, but yeah, most people that play Mabi have like quite a few years on me. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Nope, not at all.
I will forever be the baby streamer until someone younger than me joins, I swear. Oh.
It's already happened. You just don't know it yet. The younger player streamer.
This
It's
is
already
an
happened.
aside, but it bothers me so much. Rixie, why do you never pet the cat?
What do you mean?
That cat right there that's right next to your face. Like, you never pet you never pet them.
He has no hands.
There's a cat there? Get it away from me. Hero, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Closer to it. Get away.
A little like just the hoodie. Just yeah, so here's the reveal. I don't have hands. For audio only listeners, watch the video on YouTube. I can't explain what's happening right now.
No hands?
Yeah, I don't have hands. There's no hands. There's no petting because there's no hands.
You just
That
are
is
the cat now.
unfortunate.
Sorry, Rixie.
I mean, I don't have
I did my best to
or
avoid
either, actually. This is true.
any
Just a talking head.
encounters with the feline.
Handless.
But- Yeah. Wait, is that true? It's a do you have hands?
They're in my hoodie pockets, but technically, actually, if I
It has
give
hands.
you my award ceremony PNG, it has hands.
It's a can pet the cat.
hold on, I got you. Let's go. Now that you mention it, though, I'm on a mission. I'm gonna find a way to create a community event in person. Although, I don't know how a lot of the VTubers would feel about that. I still don't.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the other VTubers I've met up with, like they know what I look like, but we like specifically had an agreement of like there are no cameras at the table, like because we all went out to eat, and like that was the rule: no pictures, no nothing, because like I don't know, it just.
Yeah, I'm curious with the growing community of streamers. It seems like VTubers are becoming more and more, just like predominantly the majority of the streamers are VTubers. So I wonder what that looks like for events like that, where, even if there's like not really a concern you have, there is the level of I don't want to break the immersion of the lore of the character that I'm presenting to my audience. So going to an IRL event might, you know what I mean? Some people might have that concern even.
Yeah. In my own lore, like I have like a mask that my character wears. So like if I literally went to an event, it would just be like I would just wear my outfit and like put the actual in-lore mask on. I would just make it and take it with me because like I could do that. But I don't know. The reason I stay a VTuber is just because I don't think my voice is that iconic, or at least recognizable. So I would want to maintain a level of like I'm not a celebrity, and like me going out in public doesn't put me in danger or something.
Yeah. Yeah. There's just a lot of benefits to having a avatar instead of, and you also open yourself up to other criticisms too, that you just don't need that sort of like not necessarily like negativity in every way. I just know that a lot of people that put themselves out there like that get harassed in some way, in some form, at some point. It's unfortunate.
True.
Just a whole other can of worms that maybe it's best to leave closed.
That's how I feel about people who are mean.
True.
You know what? We could 3D print bobbleheads for everyone of like their VTubers. I figured it out. There you go.
Yeah. It all comes back to 3D printing. The power of 3D printing can solve everything. I just want, like, I will go to any event if they have the Mabinogi gamer chair. That's it. I'll go.
Oh, man, that would be cool to have.
It exists.
Yep, we know it exists. We've seen it.
I think
Where to get one?
The first time, well, the only time they had Campfire, there was an advertisement with Nail wearing a VR. I swear I'm not misremembering this. It was Nail wearing a VR headset, and everyone thought it was a VR game or like a VR thing that might be coming to Mabinogi, since that was VR was really popping off, and it was Beat Saber. I really want to be like some kind of, and in that's why I thought about the gamer chair, because in that there was also the gamer chair. That's when I first saw it, was in that picture, because it was a prize. I forgot who won it, but it was given away. Make another one. Come on.
Please do.
There is an artist in the community that makes some kind of like other merch. What's to say she can't make a chair cover?
Patch me in.
Put me in, Chief.
I got some Ducats burning a hole in my inventory.
Why can't we get that as an item in game? Like, can we get? This is gonna sound weird. We have like a flying carpet, right?
Yeah.
As like a pet. Can we get the like now gamer chair as an in-game pet? And like when it attacks, it's just dropping the back of the chair.
Oh,
That would be amazing. I want to fly in a gamer
incredible.
chair. I would pay so much for that. That has to happen. That has to be a thing.
When you mount the pet, it like pulls up the PC in front of you, and it's just playing Mabinogi.
When you windmill, you recline and just spin.
Yeah.
That's potential. That's someone write that down. Write that down.
Smash is like it just drops on them, and then like Assault Slash is like the chair like jumps up like the little eye in the Pixar movies and just squashes the enemy with the swivel part of the chair.
Or hear me out. It's an animation of you falling out of the chair. Like you lean past the point of no return.
Oh no!
Oh my god. I've seen so many compilations of people leaning too far when they're live streaming and just falling out of their chairs. It's too funny. I forget which streamer it was, but there's audio where they kick you hear them kick the microphone, and because of how distorted the audio is, it's just funny. I don't know. It's just funny. Because it's like you go through the stages of like preventing yourself from falling. You struggle, and then you just accept it's too late. You got to accept it. It's too late. We got to make that.
Especially on ice. No way am I falling.
You're bold to even try skating on ice.
I have no balance. I'm like Bambi. Like, there's just all ice here everywhere. If I if I start falling, I'm literally breakdancing trying not to fall.
You just made me remember something really stupid. This is the last thing I'll share. I promise. But this was 2 years ago.
No! Don't do that. Don't make a promise. Don't make a promise.
You're right, because I will keep it.
Tell him not to tell the story.
Tell the story. Don't make the promise.
Are the best parts of the podcast.
The dumbest, arguably, it's going down in history as the dumbest fight in my city. That's what people call it. It's kind of a meme. But it involves ice in a grocery store parking lot where this dude was trying to carry too many bags out the store while a frustrated person was walking into the store. He like spins out and he ends up slapping the guy trying to stop himself from falling. And him slapping that dude made him retaliate and hit another person, which turned into a 3-person brawl where it's more realistic to say they're all just tumbling and trying not to fall, but they're swinging at each other. It's the dumbest thing ever. I don't know why you talk about being Bambi on Ice when we think about that.
So, a reenactment would be something to the effect of...
What the?
Lumina.
Fair.
I clicked the wrong one. So, the whole scene was like the spin.
Yeah.
Someone gets slapped at.
What was that?
I got it right the second time.
People equated it to a fight in Grand Theft Auto. You know how like characters are clumsy and like it's like they move like there's no gravity.
Mm-hmm.
It was like that.
All right, I'm gonna send one in the chat. It's my hometown and me. And somebody recorded this and added like Mortal Kombat music to it.
Oh my god, I have to see this.
And it exactly reminds me of like this video was iconic. Top 10, top tier.
Oh my god. What just happened? Did they just mutually walk away?
Why were his swings like so animated?
Someone needs to put Oblivion music over that too. That would work just as well. I don't know.
This has like the same energy of like Karens, but instead of them talking, it's like Left 4 Dead 2 zombie noises.
Oh my god. That's too good. That's too good.
All right, we're out of topics. Does anybody have anything they want to talk about?
Well.
Yeah.
That's my brain right now.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Since you guys have said that you've seen some of my events, what are like? Because I've wanted to make my events more closer to Mabi, I guess. What are things that you guys like, or styles of events, I guess, that you guys think would be more like closer to Mabi?
When I think of like events close to Mabi, it's like cooking contest or like stuff like that because it's like stuff you could do in game, but it's like I don't know how you do that. You know?
Listen. Script something like going to time of the cooking, do a Hell's Kitchen parody.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I think fictional TV shows within the Mabinogi universe being turned into actual things is really funny, and it always makes me laugh when I see it happen. And I'd love to see more of that. Or like
I need to find someone with like Gordon Ramsay energy.
Yeah, do that. Or like do some like fake reality TV thing where it's completely staged, it's all scripted, and then like have like really dumb back and forth with the confessionals. Like it could be an interview where it's like, yeah, personally, I think we did really good in that Hobgoblin thing. I'm really good friends with Firelight. I think he's a good team player. Firelight, working with Mobby Nerd has been the worst experience of my life. I can't stand that guy.
Who uses lightning bolt against the lightning hobgoblins? Like that just doesn't make sense.
It's making it more difficult. Yeah, I think we have good team chemistry.
Oh my gosh. That's a good one. I've thought of, well, okay, the reason I ask, I've been trying to find something that can go in between murder mysteries. Not like replace it, because I don't plan to stop it. I eventually plan to get to every Mabi content creator, but I don't want to dry it out so fast. if that makes
Mhm.
sense. Like, I want to have at least 3 rotating events. So, like, one of the ones that I've thought about is, like, what if I did, like, a fake high school anime thing? Or, like, I don't know, like, call it, like, university thing or something. But, like, it's basically, like, pretending like everyone's in school and, like, playing out, like, the school drama archetypes.
That works really well with Mabinogi.
Find me out.
I don't know. I'm trying to think, because I, like, after episode 4 of Murder Mystery, because the casting thing's already been put up for that. Like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to top that for a while. Like, the script is already written for that one.
We
Kind
already
of.
know the ending. So the ending of the entire Murder Mystery series is Lumina by herself with all of her friends dead, alone with her personality, her multiple identities, like trying to figure out who actually did it. And just the ending is Radus was right. It's like, oh, you thought it, like Lizzie thought she killed Strayed, but no, it was Lumina. Lumina got Lizzie to kill Strayed. Just the whole thing.
Moida.
Oh no.
In voice degree.
What if you
But yeah,
actually just get
rate. No comment.
Oh, comment is a very big comment.
No comment. Being artsy. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, Rados is the
Rados
victim
right.
for episode 4. That newspaper ad is floating around. But then, like, after that, like, I don't know. I wanted to do, like, a Mabinogi Hunger Games.
Okay.
Like, kind of like the movie, except, like, well, actually, yeah, okay, I guess I can explain this. For all the killers of Murder Mystery, I don't choose it until I go to write the script, and I roll a dice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, like, numbered. Like, I write all the names in alphabetical order, and then I assign them a number, and then I just roll the dice. And, like, whoever it lands on is the killer for the episode. Unless I do, like, a special twist. So, like, maybe for the Hunger Games one, like, I could dice roll it and, like, just with that figure out who the winner is, but Hunger Games is gonna be a really hard one to do.
That sounds like it'd be a little bit tough, because I don't know. That's like, you've got a lot of moments where, like, you can throw a lot of complexity in at any time, because, like, as far as, like, I'm thinking, like, usually with Hunger Games there's some threat level from the environment, right? And then there's also the other players that you either want to avoid or team up with. That's just a lot of possibilities.
Yeah, it would depend on how many participants I get and who's participating for stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, some of the dynamics in, like, Murder Mystery are, like, I don't want to say fictional, but it's, like, in the hypothetical universe that everyone is hanging out in the same room, like, I have to create, like, a dynamic of, like, how people would be. And, like, sometimes I get worried that it might be offensive or something. For one of the upcoming ones that I wrote, I think I can say this, it's not a huge spoiler. I wrote someone as being drunk because I thought it was, like, very fitting for them because, like it like, I don't know how to explain it. I told them, I'm like, I think this is just, like, something you would do because you seem like the type to just have really high energy and, like, you would be, like, a social person.
You seem like a
Like, a
raging
social drinker.
alcoholic.
No, not a raging alcoholic. No. And they were like, like, yeah, I feel like this suits me. I think this is hilarious. And I'm like, okay, I'm glad you took it that way, because, like, I can rewrite it. Like, I don't mean to offend you with this. It's just, like, I feel like this would be the dynamic. And then they were like, no, I think this is hilarious. And I'm like, okay. Thank goodness. Like, me panicking. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, there are so many events I want to do, I just feel like I never have enough time.
Mm-hmm. I know that feeling. I like jumping on projects, and it's like you got to limit yourself from jumping on too many.
Yeah.
There's a lot of just like cool, like creative stuff happening in the Mabi community right now, which is great.
Love to see it.
Mm-hmm. I'm working on so somebody joked about it. There's like whose stream was it? On somebody's stream they were joking about like doing like an Irasan like rap. And then Lumina and I took that a bit further and we're actually recording something right now. That's gonna be fun.
Let's go.
Big hype, big hype.
Yeah,
Life's
Like,
good when
there's-
we post a music video.
there's a part of it that I'm like, oh, I just want to share this everywhere because this is so good. Like this part of it's done and it's so good. I'm just like, no, I can't spoil that. So we're working on that.
I'm a sucker for anything rap and Mabinogi related because I just think back to way back in the day when I was talking about trying to do a Dark Knight versus Paladin rap, and someone said, nobody in Mabinogi cares about rap. Keep that trash away from the game. I just think about that every time. And it's just like,
Bro. Good.
I think it would be amazing. Wait, nah, that person's trash for saying that. I'm sorry, but I think it would be hilarious. Unironically, my favorite thing is in my feed of like, oh, Firelight posted a new song, and I'm like, all right, putting the song in the background. Like, I love like music related stuff. Like okay, yeah, I'll share this one. I swear, someone's gonna grab it before I get to do it. But there was talks between me and some of the people that I do content with on YouTube where I was like, guys, like, what if we did a musical for a game? And they were like, it's a no, you're crazy. And then I pitched the idea to Lumina as a joke, and she's like, I would do it. Or wait, was it Lumina? I think either Lumina or Lizzie. I said it to someone, and they were like, I'd do it in a heartbeat. And I'm like, really? Like, I feel like people wouldn't be interested in that. Like, I want to do
Why
it,
not?
but
be interested in
I
it.
don't know.
Why not?
Mabinogi lends
Yeah.
itself well to a musical. I mean, you have the stages and
You do. Functioning stage.
fully functioning. You could actually act out and create a whole musical. I had made a musical number as a joke for a maintenance episode that I never used about the plot was stupid. I think that's why I never used it. But it was like about a dude who got really jealous of another person's voice, so he was able to steal their talent. But by doing so, he like was sucking the sound out of everywhere else. Like nothing had sound. He was just stealing all of it. So like his bass was like full of sound and music, and it was like a musical rebellion or something. It was dumb. It was a dumb thing that I was writing, and it never saw the light of day. But no, I say go for it. Do musicals. I'm
Sounds
sure
like a fun
somebody
project at least. For sure.
I'll start that project up after January.
Yeah, yeah. We don't want to overload.
I gotta get through like the next few months. Like, Murder Mystery episode 3 was supposed to come out this month,
Mhm.
and like lo and behold, it's already the 22nd, and now episode 4 has been shifted all the way to February. So like, I gotta wait as much as I want to. I gotta wait. Maybe I'll post like the interest post, and then like be like, yeah, guys, this isn't for like maybe quite a few months.
Mhm.
But if I need a rapper mapping or like, you know, I'm gonna use some Marco.
Dude's got the
I am always
got
down
the
to
voice.
rap. No.
Yeah, you got the voice for it.
That was a very pleasant sounding clap. I want you to know that was like
It was.
Yeah.
It didn't start too aggressive. There's no like yelling in the background or like the whistling. It's just the clapping. It's nice.
When you rap, like, you have such a presence. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like,
It's a slight aggression.
Like- it's just like the whole, like when how do I explain this? My brain's like doing a dial-up right now. Like I don't know. Like it encompasses like the feeling really well, and like the vibe is just all there. Like you really commit to like the moment, and it's so solid. Like you feel like all of like the intent, and like it just all comes through. It's so beautiful.
I think that means a lot. Thank you. I don't think too highly of our rap ability, but I appreciate that. I really do. I still want to like, even like outside of Mabi, try to explore that more.
Mm-hmm.
I remember like the first time I did it, like I said, people joked about it. They said this guy can't rap, so I don't know. Maybe I think too much, but
I think over the years you've had enough practice now in the craft that you found a sound that works really well for you.
well, I am just super hyped to see more people doing it, because that's like been my dream, is like to do like rap collabs and all this stuff, and that's where the rap battles is just me talking to myself, because I try to get someone else and they'd be like, no, not rap. It's like, come on, I'll
listen, it happened. It happened eventually.
It did. It did. It absolutely did. And I will forever be happy about that.
Yeah.
I play all Mabinogi raps on loop. I have a whole playlist on my phone of everything that people created. I got your raps on there. I found some other dudes' Mabinogi rap on there. I just like, I like it. I like Mabinogi themed music. I listen to the Black Ship Rats a lot.
Yeah.
Landed a really good job.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That was really good.
If you ever need,
I could not have pulled off.
I'm not confident at all in my ability, but if you ever need a female rapper, I'll do my best.
I got you. No, let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Ain't no shame. We ain't judging nobody. I think that everyone's talented and they have their own sound, and as long as that's what I think, the weirdest thing that I had to kind of learn, and I'm still learning, like even through improv, is like, it doesn't matter what you do, as long as you do it and you're comfortable with it, then you can't go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've done not a lot. I did a few karaoke streams. And then it got to a point where people were like, "Oh, it's it. Like, you sound great." I don't like the sound of my own voice, and I have like a weird vocal range, because I can go from like this to like my little like gremlin tone. I'm not gonna do it here because then I'll be embarrassed because I'm like openly talking about it. But like, I can sing in that tone as well. There are clips of me singing like in the gremlin tone, and people are like, "Yo, like that's crazy!" Like how Lumina can sing in like Toad voice.
That's impressive.
Lumina scares me.
That was a moment. Let it go in Toad voice. Oh, that was.
Can we get Lumina singing Bohemian Rhapsody in Toad voice?
Oh, that would be great.
God have mercy on the vocal cords.
Next time she goes live, she's gonna have a few redeems.
Oh gosh.
Well, friends, I have to unfortunately skedaddle.
Likewise.
It's that time again. It's time to go, I suppose.
Thank you all for coming.
Wait, before we go,
Remember,
leave the viewers with like one piece of super cool advice.
check out It's A's channel.